I'm live. That's what the screen says. How are you guys? How's everybody doing? I was trying to think what I had chalkware to show you guys other than a piece that's in my yard that needs to be fixed, which would have been perfect to grab. But of course, I didn't grab it. So I'm unwrapping a set that I have listed. And then I guess I'll just wrap them back up, because I want you guys to be able to see this when I'm talking about it. Some of you know what chalkware is. Some of you know more about chalkware and that kind of stuff than me, Jeremy. But you make me feel good by letting me sound like I know something that I just know enough about to help you guys out with. That's the way it goes. I forgot to shut my door. I'm down at the shop because I think it's better for me to do my let's talk about it's here. Hang on a second and I will tell everybody hello. It's been a long day. I have been revamping my shipping station for 2 days now, and I'm crabby. And I was crabby when I went home. I got to go home and apologize to a little boy because I was crabby. All right, let's see who we got here. Renee. Hello, my friend Renee. And we have Jeremy. How you doing? Kathy, how are you today? Jeremy again. We have Miss Digging Dash and Finds. How are you doing? Anna, right? I'm that's where I'm at today. Jody, how are you? Hi, Jody. Miss Michelle. Doug. Green Mosaic Resell. April, you were here last week. You've been here before. Did I hang on a second. You guys would be so proud of me. Oh, it might help if I was actually on live chat. Don't judge me. I have a hard enough time judging myself. My BFF, Janet, how are you, my friend? And my buddy, Jenny. I want you guys all to know, and I don't have it in the chat, but I'll put it in there. Jenny, you can drop it too. I am going to be a guest on Jenny's channel Monday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time. She has she does a live sale. So I'm going to be a guest on her show, and I may do that regularly. I don't know. Oh, that's better when it's not in focus. Ethel, how are you, my friend? Kathy has a big giant pig bank that someone put a 5x4 hole in over its butt and then patched with Mod Podge over fabric. Yes. And I would. Or you can sell it as is and let somebody else fix it. Oh my gosh, I have my sunglasses on and it's dark. Bear with me. Courtney, how are you, girlfriend? If you need chalkware samples, you have 41 pieces in your store. You can use. I probably have more than that, but it's all I have with the words. Thanks, Jeremy. I have a bunch in my store too. I just want to dig for them. I shouldn't say I have a bunch. I have a lot. And then I have a lot that needs to be listed, but that's another digging for it, right? You ready for the lesson? We have Miss Sue in here, and Joe, how are you? It's the second time I've seen you in the last week, and I haven't seen you in a long time. I hope you're doing good. All in the Attic Treasures. Marianne, how did that click right? It didn't. Marianne, thanks for being here. And let's see. There we go. Oh, Jeremy, he's on it. He is on it. Let me just tell you, thank you. We would love to have you guys come. It will be all vintage. Whether Jenny does jewelry and ephemera, and I'm just going to do a bunch of everything, but it will all be vintage one way or the other. I wear my sunglasses at night because I can. I kind of keep them handy in case Gary drops by. All right. I think we're all caught up. So someday when I go in and decide to edit my videos and make them something else, they were telling us on YouTube, you should go. So, and Patty's here. Oh, wait a minute, Patty. Wow. Jack and Piper. Patty. I need help more than normal. What was I saying? They said that when you're doing a live and you want to go back later and maybe make it a static video or clip from it, then you should, when you're done saying your highs and everything, then you should go. And for those of you that have just come in, here we go. Yep. You're going to bring a variety of items too. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Anybody that wants their channel dropped and you're blue, you can drop it. Joe, are you blue? I don't know if you're blue. I got to look up here. You guys, I'm so proud of myself. I am not techie. I got to find Joe. Yep, he is. Okay. I am not techie. For those of you that know, I'm techie enough to get by. Just like the rest of you, we all get by in some way, shape, or form or another. But scope this out. I'm so proud of myself. Let's see if we can do this. Look at that. 3 monitors, and I'm watching you guys up here. I tie strap this monitor to that's how techie I am. And that's how far I've gotten on my shipping station, which is pretty far. I just have a few small touches left to do. Don't look at the rest of the mess. Hopefully that's not too fast for you. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Oh, this light. And as long as nobody's noisy out there, I'm just going to leave that door open. Otherwise, I have to turn the fan on. So, have I missed anybody? Kathy's here. Muriel. Hi, how are you? If somebody comes in and I miss you, it's not intentional, and I'll try to catch you somewhere. Yeah, 3 monitors. I'm that person, Doug. I am that person. This thing is like, it has a light on it, and I haven't, there we go. We'll see if that's better. Right now, you guys got the blurry version. Maybe I have to stand 6 feet back. I don't have 6 feet to stand back. All right, so, hi, Karen, how are you? Anybody got links that Jeremy missed? Holler it out. Speak now or forever hold your peace or drop your own link. Right? Okay, I had a box of stuff that I wanted to show you guys too. Let's put I'm going to sit down because I'm exhausted. I know I'm exhausted because I was crabby to a little boy, and I'm really not. I'm really not that person. I'm trying really hard not to be that person. But we all have our days, right? Okay. All right. I got that there. All right. Let's add this to the stream. And we are going to go into Wikipedia and talk about chalkware. You guys can all see this. We're doing good. Chalkware is an American term for popular figurines, either made of molded plaster of Paris, usually, or sculpted gypsum, and painted typically with oils or watercolors. If you guys didn't know that chalkware, long time ago, used to be painted with watercolors. They were primarily created during one of three periods, from the late 18th century to the beginning of the 20th century during the Great Depression, and during the mid-century modern era as decorative lamps, figurines, and wall decor from the 1940s and 50s, which would be like these things over here, or these things right here. These are not chalkware. This set right here is ceramic, but you will see them all the time in chalkware. I just wanted to show those because I know you guys and gals see those. Those created during the earlier period were intended as a more serious decorative art, often imitating the more expensive imported English Staffordshire potteries. I have a video on that if you go back. Trying to remember. Chalkware isn't worth anything. Leave it behind. You tell him, Mike. I have a video that says is it figurines and knickknacks, something like that. It's a Let's Talk About It series, and it talks about the Staffordshire and all of that stuff. Anyway, figurines such as Staffordshire dog figurines, those during the second period, by contrast, were more typically somewhat jocular. Early chalkware was often hollow, and it's difficult to find unblemished. That's the early stuff, like these guys right over here. Heavy and easy to break or chip, chalkware eventually lost favor to ceramic and plastic alternatives in the 1970s. Remaining pieces of mid-century modern and earlier chalkware can easily be found today, with more exotic or rare examples fetching hundreds or thousands of dollars. You guys let me know if that's too loud. By collectors on auction sites and other dealers. And then it goes down in here and it talks about figurines and lamps and wall decor and memorabilia and advertising and the production houses. And it gets into a lot of the history. Now, and if you really, really, really want to get into it, the original Chalkware Studios in Sutton, Massachusetts, and you can go down here to all the references. I'm telling you what, you guys, if you want to learn about something and you really want to take a deep dive because it's in your area, go to Wikipedia, and then you can Google all this stuff. Go to Wikipedia and look up these things. You will be surprised. You will be surprised. I guess we're going to get all kinds of stuff. What you will find here just in the references, not even compared to what you're going to find. Now this site right here, Dancing Calicos, is really interesting because they actually have a short movie here. It is 9 minutes, something like that. Chalkware, and let me just read this. Chalkware, plaster of Paris, and gypsum. Chalkwares, and also let me just tell you, paper mache can be molded and poured very similar to chalkware as well. See if I'm missing anything. Right, the $20 you made today was nothing. Chalkware is made from what we already went into. That it's used to create figurines. The carnival figurines, I really want to. Chalkware was once given away as carnival prizes. Lamps, figurines, and other decorative items could be had for a song. Since it's easily chipped and cracked, vintage chalkware in perfect condition is hard to find. Most chalkware is painted with tempera, water or colors, or oil paints. Boy. Repaired and repainted chalkware is usually acceptable to a collector if it is done well. All right. That's where I come in. No, I guess not, because I want to talk about gypsum, because I think a lot of people aren't familiar with that. Chalkware is made from gypsum. Gypsum is a soft sulfate mineral, very powdery, composed of calcium sulfate dihydrate. It is mined from the ground. It is used in fertilizer, blackboard, chalkboard, drywall, plaster, and chalkware. It's not poisonous, but you should take care. You know, it's dusty. You should always be wearing, hey, KK, how are you? You should always be wearing a mask if you're dealing with it. Yeah, don't eat it. Probably not a good idea right here. It can cause severe constipation. That's what I don't want to know how they know that. Just saying. Something that I don't think any of us need to know. Composite paper mache frequently uses the same molds. Yes. Now, let's talk about that. When we talked last week about ceramics, slip ceramics, liquid poured ceramics, the molds that we talked about are made from plaster of Paris, and the molds absorb the moisture from the slip ceramic that allows it to harden up into greenware and then be taken out and cleaned and fired and made into a bisque until it's either painted with acrylics or it's painted with wow, that's how bad my day's been. Stick to the paint chips, leave the chalkware alone, or it's painted with somebody's gonna put it in there as soon as I spit it out. Glazes. And another thing to add to that is you have underglazes and you have top coat glazes and you have clear glazes. So sometimes your ceramic piece may have been fired 3, 4, 5 times, especially if it's done with glazes, because they'll do all the highlights and the cool things with the underglazes. Then it gets fired. Then maybe they're going to put some more things on it with some more underglazes. It's going to get fired again. Then they're going to put a clear glaze over the top of it. It's going to get fired again. Anyway, so back to the molds. The people, a lot of people nowadays and back then will buy the candy molds, and they will use the candy molds for paper mache as well as chalkware. And the newer chalkware that people are using is I'm trying to think the name of it right now. I should have written a bunch of this stuff down because I'm just having a hard time spitting stuff out. But I appreciate you guys sticking with me. There are new, more composite type chalkware that doesn't break and chip. So it is almost, like that thing said, almost impossible to find a piece of chalkware that doesn't have a chip or something. This is so superficial that it's easy to fix. And I did not fix it. This is heavy. When you see, I actually have it upside down because that's how it would hang, because that's how they put the hanger in it. So see, this is thick. This is one piece. There's nothing hollow about this piece at all, and it's heavy. And when you find these, lots of times you don't find the bigger pieces like this. I happen to help one of my friends, a gal that has become my friend over the years, who does estate sales, and I help her set them up sometimes. I help her break them down sometimes, and I go and shop at them. Anyway, and even when I'm helping her and I find stuff that I want, I make a pile and she prices it at what it would be, what she would be selling it for. And I'll come back and shop, because I don't think it's fair to take everything, all the cool stuff. So I come back and shop. Sometimes I'll be the first one there because I know what's in there and I know what I want, right? Anyway, so sometimes chalkware will be hollow. just like ceramic ware, but it chips so easy. And it's once you've been around it enough, you'll be able to tell by feeling it, the difference between chalkware and like this fish right here weighs, I'm gonna say 6 ounces. If this was chalkware, it would probably be close to 15 or 16 ounces, because chalkware is dense, it's heavy. If you've ever picked up a piece of sheetrock, then you know what I'm talking about. Most of you guys, I'm assuming, have some experience with chalkware, whether it was in your home when you were growing up, whether you have it in your home, or whether you pick it up and sell it yourself, right? So you will see these pieces. I have the whole set. Isn't that cute? If I could almost put this in my bathroom, but it's not going to happen. You will see these pieces in chalkware and in ceramics. And I think I wanted, and they come in a whole set, right? You can, if you're lucky, you'll find these pieces. This is actually, this isn't a hobbyist piece. This was actually made by somebody. Somebody who had a stamp. It should come in better than that, but it's not. You know. I wonder why these ones don't have a stamp, because they're all the same. Smells like perfume. Perfume. So I was listening to some older videos. There's a guy that lives in Oregon, not too far from here. I don't know. Have you sold a few pieces? You remember the yarn twine holders doing well? Yep. There is a guy that lives down in Oregon that I'm sure he's still around. I don't know how old this video was that I was watching. I was listening to it while I was driving and stuff, because I do that. You can listen to the radio or you can listen to a video. And he has gotten to the point, and many people do, where I should find it, and I'll try to find it. Leroy, you snuck in. I love you too, Leroy. Thank you for being so nice. I sent him money earlier to come on the show and say that, you guys. The thunk test. Yeah, you can totally do the thunk test, where you thunk it with your finger. You can do that. That's ceramic. I don't know how well. Can you tell the difference? You could even do this. Okay. It's much denser. Worst comes to worst, take a picture of it and send it to somebody. Most of you guys follow me on Instagram, and I have a Facebook for Business page, or just my regular Facebook page. You can always send me a picture. I may not get to it right away. I might get to it right away, but I always answer everybody back. What is this? This is a great question. A great question. What is the value people see? The kitschy of it, or is there something else? The kitschy of it, and it's a memory. Somebody that they loved had that in their house, or they had it in their house, or their grandma had it, their aunt had it. They have a memory, and it's from an era that these are the 60s and 70s. Poor little fish. Do you know what this reminds me of? Did you guys ever watch Bed Knobs and Broomsticks with Angela Lansbury, who just passed away last week? She was my favorite. This reminds me. Bobbing along. I'm not going to sing because I would never do that to you guys. But 100% nostalgia. There are people in this world who are amazing. And one of your favorite movies. My kids love that movie. Apparently, we're getting all kinds of notifications today. Um, and that stuff right there. Movies. You had a favorite movie that you watched when you were a kid, and you love it, and you could probably sing every song or certain episodes or areas of it. You've got it memorized. You loved it. It tickled you. Um, and maybe you have a soccer ball with Wilson written on it on your shelf. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and that's what 95% of the stuff behind me is, somebody's memory. Look at that. I bought that guy actually at an estate sale that George the antique nomad had when he was out here last year. And it's a garbage can, and it's amazing. Oh my goodness, how are you doing, my friend Gina? It's so nice to see you. Everybody tell Gina hi. I love you. You could scratch chalkware with your nail and make a little powder, but ceramics will polish your nail. Oh, that's for sure. Um, and they had green or pink or aqua or yellow. And as it got closer to the 70s, orange and some red. And they would have all of these things. That makes me happy, but I think you're lying to me, but I'll talk to you later about it. I'm just kidding. And that was in their bathroom. And guaranteed, I can almost guarantee you, if they had the fish in the bathroom, they had these in the kitchen. And they had the Mary mushrooms, and they had the fruit canisters that went with these. All of that. It was a thing. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, right? Hello, Miss Laurie. How are you doing? This girl right here has been selling some Boyd's Bears messenger bears. What was your sale? $700 the other day. She called me from the shower. She was singing in the rain. Right here. When someone sends you a message talking about how they had X character as a kid until their stupid brother knocked it over, but their stupid brother died and they need a memory. Yep. Hey, you two. Glenn, how are you, buddy? My oldest boy is 36, Dren's dad. Crocodile Dundee came out when he was 2. He watched Crocodile Dundee on VHS every day. Hey, Kristen, how are you? Every day, literally every day. Some days he watched it twice. My girlfriend thought it was amazing. She would put that on, and she would clean the house, and he wouldn't even move to go to the bathroom. He would call. Yep, the raised velvet. Yep, this right here, the raised velvet, and that's coming back, by the way. He would call somebody when he knew, like 5 minutes before the alligator came out of the water and grabbed the canteen around her neck. I've watched it that many times. He would go, the crocodile's coming, somebody come. And you had to sit there with him till the crocodile came out, grabbed her, and she fought, and he came with the knife and saved her life, and then he was okay. You could go away. He watched that movie so many times, he broke the tape, and I had to find another one. Hi, Sylvia. How are you? So All right. Who's playing jokes? Is that better? Ruh-roh. Can you guys see me and hear me now? Okay. I'll just sit here and smile. Welcome back. Thanks. From the land of Oz. At least it was a pretty rainbowy kind of. Oh, hang on. I've been listening to where in the heck did that go from? You guys get to listen to the there we go. You tell what I was listening to? You guys don't watch the Let's Do Lunch podcast with the girls, Rachel, Angie, and Kristen. I've been catching up. That's what I've been listening to the last couple of days. Now I gotta find myself again. There we go. Oh my goodness. Holy moly. No, it's all up there on that one. Anyway, all right, it's a ghost. And now there's now there's mosquitoes in here. It'll be one of those nights. Anyway, so 99% of the things that we sell as vintage resellers are somebody's memory, especially if you sell any kind of ephemera. Did we just hear a name? You did, because you guys know I've been commenting on your videos the last 2 days. Oh heavens, I have to catch up. I have not been able to watch the last. Let's see, I'm in the middle of episode 5. I ought to be done with it in time to watch tomorrow and be. Oh my goodness, it's hilarious. It's only Halloween starting, right? Drop your link. Oh, you can't. You're not. Hang on. Okay, there you go. Drop your link in the chat. I know it's not Rachel because she's live right now too. She's my competition. We're competing against each other for nothing. Anywho, yeah, you guys come sit at the table with the girls and the rest of us. You have Kath and her slipper on this week. That's right. I've been hearing you talk about her. Anyway, if you haven't watched that and you want something to listen to and entertain yourself with at lunchtime on Fridays, that's the place to be. It's all friendly competition. I'm just teasing. Rachel's always been very supportive. We're all very supportive of each other. I had to give her a hard time though because she's honing in on my time. Don't take it wrong, Rachel. People can go back and watch my show. If the sad part for me is I don't get to go to her show. Anyway, maybe that's a good thing. So there's a guy down in Oregon who and he was this gal interviewed him. It's not to be mean or anything. It's an older video, but it's kind of dry. I can make my videos dry, but I listen. Some of those videos where people are talking and it's just super dry are the best ones to learn from, right? Did I miss anybody? I hope not. And there's a lot to be learned from somebody who has no idea whatsoever. Do you guys know what a vintage candy mold looks like? How many of you guys know? You're both on. You have to flip back and forth. So annoying. Have a talk with her, Courtney. She needs to go back to Fridays because it's not right. Because I can't go be in her chat. Oh, I don't know why. I don't know why she didn't go back to Fridays when she got done with the summer. I'm just teasing. Um, that's true. That is true, Jenny. So, let me pull this up. Do I still have it here? Well, I don't have that. Oh, it figures because I went out of here. Let me share my screen again. I got to redo all of this stuff because I got kicked out of here somehow. All right. Sharing the screen. I want to go to if you guys ever see these, and you'll see them in all different shapes and sizes, and they go for a little bit of money or they go for a lot. See this right here, this vintage popsicle mold, and here's a dairy cow. They're very, let me pull this one up. It should have clips. It should have a clip here. It should have a clip here and a clip here. This one is clipless. Let's see if we can find one that, well, this one here. See that? See, this one is hinged with 1, 2, 3, 4 clips. This would be your chocolate bunny for Easter, right? Well, a lot of people that do paper mache, solid paper mache, and plaster will use these molds right here, and which makes it even cooler. This is really cool because you can only make one at a time. See the clip right here? See how this is? They get lost really easy. So this one should have had, you can see over here they used a clip on it, and you can see over here that they would have used a clip on it. So a lot of people, you mean like the tin ones? Yep, the tin ones. So you will see a lot of people buying these molds, and they're highly sought after. Look at these. Oh my goodness. I just saw one before I clicked on that. I don't want to save it to Pinterest. Check this baby out. Very old witch. This guy that lives down in Oregon, he handcrafts paper mache, and he uses, you name it. He uses these, and I mean, look at this little happy little guy right here. You name it, you can find a mold for it, pretty much so. But he has started using silicone. He is making a mold, and then he's using silicone to make his own molds out of. Now, you can take a piece of plaster or whatever and make your own clay and make your own design, and make your own mold out of it, right? So let's look at some of these pieces of chalkware that you can find. Now, this little guy right here, I talked about these. As a matter of fact, I have a bunch more sitting in my office waiting for me to list. I need to get them listed. I need to get them out of my office. Look at the money on these, you guys. $78, and that's no joke. If you saw that video, Jeremy, can you find that video and link it in the one I did on, I think it's vintage figurines or knickknacks. That's what it was on, knickknack paddywhacks. Hey Dom, how you doing? Dom loves to pick up chalkware, but Dom, okay, I was hoping you'd come in. I was hoping you would come in. That's why I actually sent you the thing. If you guys saw, hey Dom, can you grab your last estate sale where they had, where you bought the oh man, they had all of the religious chalkware stuff and the lamps and all that. Can you drop that link in here? Because I think people need to go see that. I'm always teasing Dom. I have known Dom since he started on YouTube, and I consider him to be a very good friend. The knick-knack paddywhack, give the dog a do. The dog can have the do. If you guys saw the thumbnail that I used, I don't want the thumbnail, I want the actual, that thumbnail, and you can see all of the pieces circled in there. I know it's hard to see. I actually sold that thing. That was my listing. I literally took pictures of that thing, and I went into I just pulled up my pictures on my phone, and I took my little pen out because I have the pen, and I literally circled every area on that statue that needed to be repaired. And I sold that thing for $50 plus shipping. And the reason that I'm bringing this up is these older, not even just the religious statues. This guy, his frame was made out of, the central piece was a small, teeny tiny piece of rebar. And then they had used metal to frame him with. And then he was plaster molded on top of that. And he was tortured. But he was made by a very highly sought after company that made those statues. And I love to sell damaged and tortured things, because then I can do an Instagram and I can show you guys and gals that just because it has a few chips and cracks in it means nothing. These older plasterware pieces, if you can pick them up for a very good deal, will sell. They will sell well, because there's people out there that will repair them and then sell them again. Remember when I was reading to you about Chalkware and Wikipedia that a good repair is acceptable by collectors, and that is true for many things, but you have to let them know. But for me, I could repair them. I would love to repair them. I don't have the time. Maybe after my house and shop and everything are done, I will start being able to craft again. But there are people out there that love to do this, and they would love to have one of those older pieces that are tortured like that. They will fix it and they will make a new mold for it, because those molds are long gone. They're long gone. So when you see a piece of Chalkware, I wish I could pull that up for you guys and show you, but that sale was like almost 2 years ago. So it might be in Worth Point. As a matter of fact, it probably is in Worth Point. I have absolutely zero problems repainting something another color. As a matter of fact, in that same video of Dom's last of the estate sale I'm going to talk about, he bought which figure was it that normally had a red robe and it had a blue robe on it, Dom? Anyway, and he commented on that. This figure normally has this color of a robe. I'd never seen one with a blue robe. That's because somebody painted it that color, whether they repainted it or that was a hobbyist piece. I think it was ceramic. It was Jesus. Just kidding. It was Jesus. And was that one a ceramic piece, or was it and it sold for $50? Yep. It could, and that's why we will find, let me share this again. This one. That's why you can find, here we go. It was this is not the statue, but basically, that's pretty darn close. His robes were a different color than what Dom was normally used to seeing, and Dom does pick up a lot of religious stuff. Here we go. Here's the fruit. Here's the chalkware fruit. I don't remember where I took the pictures of mine, but they're in here somewhere. So, and it's funny because I have the larger set, and I don't even know if I'd be able to recognize it if I saw it, because I've been using so many different backgrounds lately because I don't really have a fixed background. But you can see, and anything that has a face on it is considered anthropomorphic because it's made to look human, so to speak. And people love anthropomorphic animals and fruit, and even these you could have used anthropomorphic in these because they're made. But look at these. Somebody repainted these. I actually, do I have them listed? No, they're in my office to get listed. I actually have I thought I listed them. I'm going to look over here and see if I listed them in my listings. I have a set. It's not beyond repair. That's why one of the reasons why I wanted to do this set of videos on, and the next one is going to be on composite stuff. And if Jody, if you're still listening, I may get Jody to come and talk with us because Jody knows a lot about composite, and a lot of the older dolls were made of a composite sawdust glue mixture, which Sirocco wood was also. Sirocco, if you guys don't know about Sirocco, I got a video on that. There's a lot of stuff that was made out of composite. It was basically, they took the sawdust off the ground and they mixed it with glue and they press molded it into different things. You just wish anthropomorphic didn't take 15 characters. I tend to agree with you, but whatever you can't put in the title, you can put in the little condition description, and it will show up right down below, right? Like right here, condition used. You guys should be using this little area, and if you're listing on your phone, you can't use this. I do a lot of listing on my phone, but I always go in and launch my stuff from the computer because I want to make sure that I have every little thing. I always just go over my stuff real quick in the computer. And this little spot right here, you can, like, they didn't even use all the words up here, which is fine. That's them. Use all 80 characters. And used. Well, when you have something like that that's anthropomorphic, you can use that anthropomorphic up here, and then you can use this little area because usually the first out to here will show whatever you wrote. This was a bad one to let's see what these guys have in theirs. Same thing used. Oh, I love these. This is like mine. Used. What is wrong with people? I'm striking out. Holy moly. Let's see what we got on this one. Use. Wow. I can honestly say this is a new one for me. New. Okay. Holy moly. All right. All right. I've had it. Here we go. This is my listing. I did a video on these things too. Lamps and lights, two-parter. 2 antique 1920s. If you guys look at this, these are not the same, but they are close. See this one? See this one? They're close to being the same, but they're not. In here, I wrote excellent condition with all original parts. One has been rewired, the one with the convenience, and then you can read more. So what you can't fit in here that you really need to have in the title, you can fit down here in this condition box. And when they're looking at it, they will see all of that. And then you can go down here, and that's all that I put in my listings. That's it. All right. I don't know what you're saying because I'm not. Anyway, I love those fish too. They're very addictive. And I'll tell you what, if there are other people, good night, Kristen. Thanks for coming in. You got lots of sawdust. I know that. Hi, Marie. How are you? But you won't have pine needles anymore, Marie. Let's see. Chrissy must be in here somewhere because I see somebody saying hi to her. You only know about Buddy Lee dolls? Oh, man. All right. Fine. Be that way. Jody, drop the link to that in the chat because that's amazing. You guys, if you don't follow Jody, the toy addict, and you sell vintage toys or little parts and pieces, you really should be following her because she knows all the little weird, odd, eccentric sites and websites to go to, and she shares them with you. So go check out Jody. You will not be disappointed. I promise you. Will keywords still work with no space between antique and 1920s? I wouldn't do that. I would never not do a space, and I would never do a back. I try really hard not to do dashes. I try really hard not to do any punctuation at all in the title, but sometimes I do. It hasn't hurt me any. I don't think it has anything to do with search. I don't care what y'all say. I really don't. Everything eBay's search is so screwed. eBay is so screwed up right now. It wouldn't matter what you put in the title. Your item might get shown and it might not get shown. You could do some research and pretend like you know something. Ooh, yeah, do that. I'll text you later. Oh, that's hilarious. I love you, Jody. Anyway, you guys, go check this out. This is amazing. A lot of the older dolls, and I have a bunch of them. Do I have a composite one right here? Not right here. I don't. Sorry. Like I said, they were made out of a composite material. So once you start learning all of these and you have an idea, you don't have to know everything there is to know about it. Once you was Etsy bad too? Oh, once you start learning about these, because you'll see, and I said that before, you'll see people. I'm not sure what this is. Well, it could be resin. It could be ceramic. It could be paper mache. It could be a composite. It could be this is a composite paper mache. What did you call that, Jeremy? This is like a paper mache. This thing right here. It sounds almost plastic. It's hollow. It's a bank. I love this thing. Yes, I'm selling it. But it's not resin. It's not plastic. It's not ceramic. It's a form of paper mache. and they do have a liquid paper mache, and you can. Hello, Mr. Rev Artist. How are you doing? Mixed media for sure, 100% composite paper mache chalkware, and it comes and you can make it yourself. Have any of you guys ever tried to make your own paper at home? I used to do this all the time. I would save the lint from the dryer, and I would save bits and pieces of wrapping paper and tissue paper and stuff like that. And my granddaughter and my niece and I would pick little flowers, and we'd dry them in between books and stuff like that. And then we would take the blender with water and mix all this stuff up, some to soak it overnight, depending on the thickness of the paper. And you can put twigs and all kinds of stuff in it. And then you blend it all up. Well, that's what they do when they make a paper mache slurry, whatever you want to call it. And they will use those candy molds. They will use all different kinds of molds and make things out of them. So this one, I don't know how well, I don't know if I can get it to not be blurry. See how thin it is? You can almost tell. You really need to have one in something in here, and it's not money. Oh, part of the rubber from the little rubber stopper, which I should put back in and not touch again because it's getting old, and this is the original one. Bad for me. Anyway, it's just one of those things that there's people out there that know so much about jewelry, and I just kind of go, and I feel like I know a lot about jewelry, but I don't, and I know I don't, but I'm learning. But I know more about this kind of stuff because I crafted with it. So everybody has their little things that they know more about because they actually enjoyed doing that kind of stuff. You tried the same thing. It was a disaster. Oh, I had so much fun. We made different size frames, and you just get wood, or you could go to the Goodwill and buy wood frames for cheap and stretch a screen over the top of it. And then you'd pour your slurry in a big tub, and you'd put your screen underneath it and take it out, press it down in there, put whatever you wanted in there, put some more on it, press it out, and let it sit overnight and dry. Not trying to make anybody that and you could do all kinds of things with that, write on it. You could use it for wrapping paper. You could scent it and put it in a drawer, put pictures on it. I don't know, be crafty, make a junk journal out of it, right? Dry your flowers and sell them on eBay. I have a video on that too. Weird things that sell on eBay. Speaking of which, you use Durham's water putty to make the molds and figures, really? And obviously there's pre-made stuff that you can do too. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool right here today. And it's just, what did you say, Jenny? Doug Kate. Can you guys, is that too loud? Do I need to shut the door? Yeah. You need to take that off your Instagram for sale. I guess I forgot to mention that when I was talking to you about it. Anyway, that's another story. In art school, you were told that was called pulp. Well, it is. It's a paper pulp. For sure. So use that tap test. You can use your fingernail. You can use your knuckle. Don't tap it on a table. Don't tap it on the ground. It can be sculpted and sanded after it's dry, right? And a Dremel tool is your friend. Dremel tools are great for anything. But like I said, it's messy. You want a place sounds like a plane was landing on your head. Well, the airport's right over there. I mean, I'm like, if I look over there, I can see a building, but the Columbia River's right over there and the airport's right over there. Portland International Airport. Matter of fact, that's an airplane right there. But I am down where my shop is down at the Pearson Air Park, and it is right next to the Fort Vancouver Historical Fort. So my fence is almost done. They're just finishing the gates. And as soon as they're done with the gates, I will put a move. It is so beautiful. Anyway, they come and work only a couple hours at nighttime because they both have day jobs. And so, hi Tina Lou, how are you? That's all right. So I challenge you guys to I'm not leaving, to quit walking. What? Yes, I'm less than 10 minutes. You can. I was in your neck of the woods a few weeks ago. I was over in Burns. Tried to get a hold of you, but you didn't answer me. What the what? What? Where are all of you guys coming from? I haven't seen you in forever. How are you? How are you? Well, this changes everything. I told you I wasn't that far away from you. Oh my goodness. I miss all of you ladies so much. Yes. And Marie and I could drag Marie. We'll come find you. We'll come find you, Ainsley. I know it's not Ainsley. I'm the only one that she lets call her that. I feel special. All right, you guys. I was having a moment. So when you are out there, when you are watching other people do picking, and which I watch and listen to a lot of different people, and they say, this has damage on it, I'm just going to leave it there. It just kills me, because a lot of this stuff, I think I paid $2 for the set of these. Nobody else wanted them because they had chips on them. I could whip my acrylic paints out and fix that up in a hot second, but I'll tell you what, there are people that like them with the chips on them. There are people that will take them and they're buying them and they're going to repaint them anyway. So for those reasons, I don't polish silver, I don't polish copper, I don't clean brass, and I don't repaint anything that has a chip in it, because I notate it in the description and I let the person that's getting it do what they want with it. Every time you polish silver, sterling silver plate, you remove some of the sterling silver from it. If you didn't know that. What's the consistency of toothpaste? My concept of distance is off here on West Coast. Okay. Yep. Marie's not very far. It used to take me about 20 minutes, but now that I live in Vancouver, it only takes, it's a hopper, skipper, and a jumper. What is the best way to ship these? I am so glad that you asked that, because I wanted to talk about that the other night. I wanted to talk about that last week, and I didn't. Who did I miss? Did I miss somebody? Okay. All right. I have to ship out a Christopher Radko ornament, as a matter of fact. Let's do this. Holy moly. If you guys didn't know, let's go here. Let's go. I have to ship out this Christopher Radko ornament that I sold today. paid $2 for it. I have to ship this out. Do you guys know how thin and fragile these are? So I will do a shipping video tomorrow. I might just go live. Oh man, I just exited out of that. And a lot of people are scared to sell that stuff because Mrs. Murphy, I just can't believe that you're in here. I'm dying right now. I haven't seen you in ages. You and Ainsley and Key. It's like the old it's like last summer at band camp. So sorry. I probably shouldn't have sat down. It was probably a bad thing. When I go to estate sales and they have a sewing room, that's all right. It just, I mean, and who's to say that you haven't been lurking all along? I just thank you for saying hi. I always look and see if they have polyfiber fill or do they have quilt batting. And I buy it. This right here is not polyfiber fill. It's not quilt batting. It's a foam. And I will use it. As a matter of fact, I just sent it's called Naked Flex Foam. But it was at an estate sale. I don't even know what she charged me for it. She looked at me like I was crazy for buying it, and I am, because she had no idea. So I was out of quilt batting, and I went to Walmart and I bought the whole roll. I think this is polyester batting, high loft. This will last me forever. guys are finding out all my cool contacts. That was just Jen from Thrift to Travel. If you guys don't follow her, you're missing out on something. So this is just polyfiber fill, and it's actually folded, so it's twice as wide as this. The first thing that I do is I wrap the item in tissue paper. Let's see if I can get this up here, because there's something. Sucks to be short. Oh, hi Mia, how are you? The first thing I do is I wrap it in tissue paper, and that's mostly to keep any kind of sharp stuff out of it. So I'll wrap this in tissue paper, and then I will bubble wrap it. I got this. Then these are bags that I get from one of my buddies. These are amazing. Then I will wrap it in this, and then I will stretch tight it. Then I will take some of the quilt batting, and I will wrap it in that, and I will put one more of these bags on it, and I will stretch tight it again. And then I use paper. Let's see, where did I stash it? It comes in this length, and this is just in the paint center at the Home Depot. They're $3. They'll last me for a long time. And I have them on you can't see it because the rack's in the way. I have them on a dowel. No, I don't. That's a lie. I have them on one of those old fashioned paper dispensers like they had at school. And it's right here it's right on the side of my shipping station, and I can just pull it and crumple it and pull it and crumple it. And then I have a box I wish I could take this further. That box has these things in it. That box has cardboard pieces, and then there's another box over there that has any paper, packing paper that I get in packages that I get from people or that my kids give me or whatever. Anyway, stretch tight. Do you guys know what the cheapest stretch tight is? Costco, you get 2 rolls of these. It's called saran wrap, right? Plastic food wrap, aka stretch tight. You also can put this on a dowel and just pull it, right? You can put this on a dowel and you can pull it like that. And you can set your thing on the ground, on your table, and you can just pull this and wrap it around it and around it, or you can wrap your thing around it, right? This is your friend. This is way cheaper at Costco than buying, and the only reason that I have this, when I helped my aunt move last summer, we had a bunch of it and she didn't want it. That's the only reason I have this, because this is way cheaper. Look at what you get. Same thing. Missy G, thanks for coming in. I haven't seen you in a while either. It's like old home week. All right, you guys. So, bubble wrap, tissue paper. You don't have to use the tissue paper. I just do that. Mostly to protect any pieces from getting the quilt batting stuck on it. And I don't use the quilt batting for everything, but I will use it for things that are uber fragile. Chalkware is one of them. You may not think so, but it is. Cast iron. You guys know cast iron will shatter if you don't properly package it. And any kind of thing like the Radco ornaments or stuff like that. The quilt batting absorbs the shock when they take your package and go like this, or throw it, or you drop it, or whatever. And you have to have something in there. Rachel Strickland has a video on using the foam from a mattress pad, right? Like she goes to, I don't know where she went, Walmart or Ross or whatever, and got the cheapest one that she could find. And she could get so many different, I think she figured it out and everything, but everybody has their little thing. I don't think I would personally use a the foam for a Radco ornament, because I think you would just it's too firm. I think you would end up use saran wrap to make molds too, I bet. And do you use the tubes on the inside? I'm like, you like to use the smaller wrap on a hand. Why is that not showing? Joe likes to use the smaller wrap on a handle and use it to pull the bubble in, so I know where I might need another piece of bubble. Yep, there you go. Caught your nephew shoving about 12 pairs of jeans into one load in his washer. Whatever makes him happy, right? Thanks, Missy G. He uses saran wrap to make molds too. I know that's what you wrote, what you meant. So for your paper mache for the molds, because that's what this guy did. Oh man, I should have. I'll try to find that video and put it in the description. Maybe Dren should give lessons. What did he cut? Dren does know how to use the washer and dryer, and he could give. Maybe I should have Dren do a video on how to wash plush, how to clean plush. He's got his plush on a rotation. Just saying. He told me the other day, he goes, Nanny, I put some clothes in the washer. If you take them out of the washer, just be careful because there's some plush in there and they can't go in the dryer, you know. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can say. I had to make coffee. I ran home. I got to the post office 2 minutes before they close. Our post office closes at 5:15. Ooh, anyway, so I did one video a while back, a live video. It was last year, I think, when I had a bunch of Radco that I had to ship out. But maybe tomorrow when I'm shipping out that Radco ornament, I will do a static video and put that out there, and then you guys can see. But I feel sorry for all of you who are scared to ship, and not sorry as in haha sorry, and anxiety sorry, that are scared to ship breakables, because it really is not that difficult. And I'm not trying to say that to make you feel bad or feel stupid, because I totally understand the fear. I know Jocelyn, Crazy Lamp Lady, they don't use bubble wrap, or not bubble wrap. They just use packing paper, just like me. And you know, there are a lot of people that do. If I use bubble wrap, I buy it from American Bubble Boy, but I don't use hardly any of the big bubble wrap on the rolls. I mean, I haven't bought a roll. I haven't bought a roll I bought the last ones I bought were over a year ago, because I get these free bags. I have 4 large garbage bags of those bags, and I love them. Sometimes the profit is not worth the time and effort to pack. Well, then maybe you don't know your item well enough and you're selling it for too cheap. That may be painful to say. I don't. People dislike this about me, and I love you, Jenny, to death, and you know it, but I am not in the race for the bottom. And I'm really starting to see a lot of people sell their items for cheap because they need to pay their rent, or they need to do this, or they need to do that. Find different items that will sell better, faster. Don't devalue don't devalue a vintage item just to make a sale. That irritates the living daylights out of me. I can't even tell you how many lowball offers I've had over the last few weeks, and I'll go without a sale. I will go without a sale rather than devaluing an item. I won't even list anything for less than $14.99. 10 people could have it listed for $7.99, $5.99, $4.99, free shipping, blah, blah, blah. No, $14.99 is my lowest with shipping, and 9 times out of 10 I will sell it for that, or I'll send a 10% offer up. And it just, you know, that's how I feel about it. I had a pretty good day today. What did I do? I sold 4 items today for $356.73. Yeah, that's what I sold. There you go. Right here. 4 items, $356.73. I sold this set of 2 wooden Pinocchio and Garfield puzzles. I had them listed for $29.99, which was kind of outrageous. I took an offer of $20. This lady sent me a message. She said, asked if I would take $20. She said normally she wouldn't even ask. And I said I absolutely would. No, where did I go here? Did I just exit out of that? I did. Oops. I can't believe I just did that. Let's see if this works again. I sold this guy right here for $199.99. I paid $2 for him in a bulk buy. I sold this pamphlet that I got for free. I've had many lowball offers on this pamphlet. Why did it do that? I don't want that. I've had many lowball offers on this pamphlet. It sold full price today, $69.99. And oh, I did it again. Anyway, you guys get the picture. Hello, hello, hello. This is my friend Whitney, and she's going to go with me to go see George, the antique nomad. He's going to be here at the Portland. Why can't I think of what it's called? We're going on Saturday. I have a bunch of stuff for George from the Seattle Fair, World's Fair. No, it's not. But hi, what? Anyway, so that is how I package my breakables. That's it. Trying so hard, you got a link. What do I need a link for? Oh no, Whitney doesn't have a YouTube channel. She does not, but thank you, Jeremy. George is an amazing person. I have met him many times, and Marie and I went. This is Whitney. Dren and I call her Schmitney because we're schmitten with her. Just saying. Marie and I and Justin, Marie's husband, went and saw George. Was it last year or the year before? We went up to Centralia, which was about an hour and a half drive. He was doing an estate sale up there. And then he's here in Portland twice a year. And I didn't go see him earlier this year when he was here because I was busy, but I usually go and see him. When you're still waiting for him to come to Southern California, I don't think he will. I don't think you're going to get him down there. California's a mess. But you know that, unfortunately. Useful things to know about eBay search engines. Uh-oh. Anyway. Jeremy, click the 3 dots by their name. Not everybody gets to see the 3 dots by their name, Marie. Some people have it and some people don't. And sometimes you can just click on their picture and it'll bring them up. But it's weird. I've noticed that in some chats. You can't find somebody just by clicking on them. All right, so paper mache, we talked a little bit about that. Now, what I wanted to talk about paper mache to share with you guys with, that also goes back to the weird things that sell on eBay video that I did a while back. It wasn't that far back, is the paper mache that we remember doing when we were kids with the balloon, and then you'd use the strips you'd make this goop up of flour and water and salt and whatever it is that you may put in it, that your teacher may put in it, or you may do at home. Yeah, he's here. He's here this weekend over in Portland, um, at the Expo Center. Um, Friday and Saturday is when he's here. You and you can take the balloons, or you can take bowls, or you can take whatever you want, and wrap that stuff around it, right, and let it dry, and then you can paint it, and you can varnish it, you can put a poly seal on it, you can do all kinds of stuff with it. Well, remember, let's see if I can, let's see, let's do this, let's get rid of this. Remember how I told you guys? Let's just that one doesn't have it. Oh, here we go. Remember how I told you guys that pumpkin stems sell on eBay in my thing that had, you see, you can buy these paper mache pre-made ones. But you will see a lot of people, this is made out of paper mache, these might be made out of paper, but if you look at some of these carefully, they're real stems. These are real stems. Some of these are real, this is not. Some of these are real. Some of these are real pumpkins. This one is not. This is a paper mache pumpkin, and it's got a real pumpkin stem on it. So you can look at some of these guys, and they have stems that somebody bought off of eBay. Because if you guys didn't know, you can sell pumpkin stems on eBay and Etsy for good money. Real ones. And that's what people use them for. They use them for crafting, for that kind of stuff, for paper mache, for whatever. They'll use them for all kinds of crafting. They'll use them to make molds out of faux pumpkin stem sets. And you can, somebody may have taken these and a real one and made a mold out of it. How to make a faux pumpkin stem look. Here's a study of pumpkin stems. That's hilarious. So while we're doing this and on to paper mache, let's look at some other things that people use for paper mache that you can sell on eBay. Toilet paper rolls. Your used toilet paper rolls. If you've got a child, then you have somebody that can collect these. That's a job for them. And you just have a box out in your garage. And when that box gets full of toilet paper rolls, and have another box for your paper towel rolls, or you can use those. I save all of my tape rolls because I use them in containers to hold things up, right? Like if you sell any kind of ephemera, and you sell postcards, and you have these little size containers right here. I don't know how well you can see that one. Like the shoe box, the plastic shoe boxes, then, and that stuff it's always falling down, right? So you can use a toilet paper roller. You can use, I save my tape rolls. You can tape your tape rolls together, make them longer, right? Also that tube, the tube that your bubble wrap comes on, that you can save those and sell those. You can save you don't want to save the rolls from like wrapping paper, because that's super flimsy. Teachers use these. They buy these. This, you're not going to get tons for them, but you're going to get some money. 11. These are Amazon, a seller on Amazon. Hobby Lobby. Oh, yeah. So, people will also buy cardboard combs. People that do paper mache will use these. They will use these to craft and build off of. These cones are for yarn. My mom and my sister buy them, and because we'll wrap yarn on it, spool the yarn on it. So you would be surprised at what people will use for crafting for paper mache. They will use plastic bottles. That's what they build their items off of. Empty mustard containers right here. People use these. Look at this, you guys. Just saying. People use these to craft with. The guy that I was talking about that's down in Oregon, he uses these to craft with and to make paper mache sculptures out of. That's his base. That's what's inside of the sculpture, are old condiment bottles. So these are things that we're sending off to the landfill, right? All of these things. And people are actually, I guess I could have put this in my odd things that sell. People use these for all different kinds of things. And they use them not just for crafting, for making things, seeding compost and use as seeding containers. Yep, you can do that too. So all of those containers that your roasted chickens come in, that you buy at the grocery store, the pre-roasted chicken, all those little containers, people use those for crafting. But I use them. Hi, Boatman. I use them for mini greenhouses. Why not? Stick it in the sink, wash it. You got a tray, you can put your whatever, you can put your toilet paper containers, you can just put soil in there, start your stuff. Hi, Cher, how are you? Everybody tell Cher, Grinning Grandma, hello. She just started a YouTube channel and she is amazing herself. So, and those things you can sell. I mean, why not save those things up, right? How many of you guys have ever bought a roasted chicken at Costco or the grocery store? It's cheaper to buy it already cooked, right? Than it is to buy a chicken and cook it yourself. It's already done. And you get these plastic containers that are going to go where? Well, start saving those up too, because you can sell those on eBay or wherever and just market them as a mini greenhouse, because that's exactly what they are. I know that really doesn't have anything to do with plaster of Paris and chalkware and stuff like that, but honestly it does, because you can take the tops of those deeper molds. Look at some of the containers that the cakes come in, the square cakes. A lot of them, like Costco, they come in a paper container, right? A lot of the places like Walmart and wherever, they come in a plastic domed thing with a black tray. Well, that's a perfect little greenhouse, but it's also a perfect thing to turn over and fill with plaster of Paris and make a mold of something. Easy pinata blow up balloon cover with paper mache, right? So that's how you're going to make your pumpkin. You're going to take your balloon, you're going to blow it up, and you can get all different kinds of shapes of balloons. You can make them bigger or smaller, and you can make all your different sizes of pumpkins and gourds. And you can do that with your paper mache, and voila. What a wonderful memory and art to make with your grandkids or your kids when they're little. I mean, we used to always, every year we made sugar cookies and the kids would decorate them and have stuff behind me is listed. All of this is listed. And on the other side too. Um, so yeah, this is listed inventory. And then you can go out to all the pumpkin fields after Halloween and collect all of the stems from the people that broke the stems off and sell them. Dig in the bottoms of those big containers, the big gaylords at the grocery store when they bring all the pumpkins in. Look down in the bottom. Guaranteed there's pumpkin stems down in the bottoms of them. They probably just give them to you. Did you see what they were selling for? Did you see? Go look them up. There are so many things out there that you can use when you're doing these arts and crafts. So if you know that you can use something to do an art and a craft, paper mache, ceramic, anything like that, then there's somebody else out there that's going to want to use them. So use what you got up here and start looking at things a little bit differently as to what soda bottles, as to the things that every time I would throw away we didn't have recycle when I lived at the farm, but every time we would have something and they would come in those plastic clamshells and stuff like that. You can only save so much and then you become a hoarder. Saying, Marie, you be quiet. But you can save those and you can sell them. Time you're selling for that kind of stuff, listing that kind of stuff specifically for when people are going to start their seeds. January, February, March, depending on what they're starting. Meals, we get Meals on Wheels. They come in plastic divided containers, black bottoms with clear hinge tops. Will people buy those? Absolutely, they will. Wash them up, lot them up in a set of 10 or 12. People are making their meals for the weeks ahead of time, right? And they'll reuse them. They'll use them. Art teachers will buy those for the kids to have different colors of paint in. They have those tables that are square and they set all of the paint and stuff. Yeah. And you know that they're buying them out of their own money. So will they sell for a ton? Maybe not, but they were free to you and they don't cost that much to ship. They don't weigh that much. So you don't think any of your phone or camera batteries have enough life for me to show you all my piles? Oh no, you just have to. I can't even talk about that. Courtney's always trying to tell me she has more than me, and I told her we don't want to go into that. So all of those little things. And they're not just used for food items, right? So think outside the box. Some of my favorite people that aren't on YouTube anymore because people were so mean and said mean thing about their kids is the bin pickers, and I miss them so much. Think outside the box. Think outside the box. What is this intended for? But what could it be used for? We all were kids. We all did things. I like to think we all were allowed to cut up a cardboard box and have fun and make stuff, take the sheets and put them over even though we got yelled at or we just did it. Okay, you win. I'm only at 2,300 square feet and an 8 by 20 unit. This is just one place of many. Marie knows. She's seen it. She's seen it all. It's not as bad as it was, though. I can tell you that. The bin pickers quit over a year ago because people were leaving negative and nasty comments about their kids and other things. And Michelle just couldn't handle it, no matter how much G tried to not let her read comments and stuff like that. And she just couldn't handle the negative comments and the nastiness of people. And I couldn't imagine people being nasty to them. But yeah, they haven't been on for a year and a half, I think. They saved my life. When I got burnt, I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever watched. I don't know if they took their channel down. I think their channel's still up. If you've never watched the bin pickers, oh my God, they sent me one of their shirts. I have it. I need to wear it. I don't have hardly anybody's merch. I think I have Scott's, Cha-Ching King. He sent me a shirt, and I have theirs, bin pickers. That's it. That's all I got. Because people can hide behind their keyboards and be mean and nasty. That's why. Anyway, so we're going to start our own hoarder show now. Why not? Rhonda got junk in the trunk. This is one of Dren's favorite names for YouTube. Every time I say that and he's around, he just goes off on a what's in the trunk. She and I were talking about when we get older, because we're both spring chickens still, having a vlog about paper ephemera and stuff like that. So count me in if you can put bubble over my face. Share, really? You guys are hilarious. Anyway, nope, you win. Unfortunately, you have more than 10,000 square feet. I don't even want to add how much I have, but I can tell you that I have 4 storage units, and none of them are smaller than 10 by 20. Anyway, that's where that is. I'm selling it. I'm going through it. Some of it's personal stuff from when I moved, right? And I'm in the process of getting that one taken care of. I got to get my shop built. I'm at the point where I can almost get it when I can have somebody come out and measure and get it done. So that's where that is. So, yeah, this is kind of a short video tonight, but you know, plasterware, chalkware, paper mache, composite paper mache are all different in their own way, but they're basically, you know, a crafted art that started in the 1700s, along with the rest of the porcelain, bone china, ceramics. Everything can be considered a ceramic, but not everything can be considered a bone china or a porcelain. And it has to do with the clay that it's made out of, the temperature that it's fired at or not fired at. Plasterware is not fired. Neither is paper mache. Did you guys know that? Did I say that? You can move stuff into the shop when it warms back up. You do not fire paper chalkware, and is not fired. It is literally dries out. The moisture dries out over time, and the same with paper mache. They are not fired. So you don't have to have a special kiln or anything like that to do paper mache or chalkware. You just have to have a mold or the desire to use something as a mold. All right. And you can use all the same paints. You can use watercolors. You can use oils. You can use acrylics. You can do all of that stuff. You can leave it. You can just use colored papers and use it firing paper mache wood. Probably you'd want to play the song "This Girl's on Fire" while you're firing it. I crack myself up. It's hard, but somebody's got to do it. It would burn up if you tried, for sure. And the chalkware is just going to turn into ashes and not be anything exciting, because that's what it is, right? So but never be afraid to repaint something if you want to, even if you're repainting it to sell it. I started to say I have a set of it's the Sesame Street, and I feel like I listed it. I had it set out to list. I don't think I do. It's in my office at home. But I could tell they had been repainted. The gal that I bought them from, they're big. They're like that big. Like they were too long to put in a banker's box. And you've molded lint and paste. Yep. I saved lint and made paper out of it. They were, and don't look at something and say, oh, it's got a mold and a date on it. That means absolutely nothing. Just because something's got a mold and a date on it, that's just the company that made the mold, and that's when that mold was made. That's when it was patented or whatever. That doesn't mean that that's when that item was made. But the lady was there. She said that they were her sons, who was my age. When he was a baby, they hung in his nursery. They were in immaculate condition, but I could tell they'd been repainted because they were painted with a pearlized paint, and they didn't have that kind of paint when we were kids. So I will sell them as they are, and somebody else can get them and either love them the way they're painted, or they can repaint them however they want. And who's to say that those molds are even still out there, because they are true chalkware. They're chalkware just like this fruit that I showed you earlier. That one's wrapped up. Let's see if I can break this. They're chalkware just like this. They're heavy. I got to get those listed. I've totally forgot about those. Have you tried fabric as a base for paper? I haven't, but you can use like a Mod Podge or any of that kind of stuff. Paper Mache animal buster mounts. Yep. Marie goes on vacation down to the beach at Thanksgiving every year. Marie and Justin do. I just gave it away. I might have to go down and harass them this year. Anyway, so think about that if you want to do that. But that gives you a little bit of history on paper mache and ceramics. Go back to last week for ceramics. Chalkware. Should you buy broken and busted up chalkware? I say yes. But that's me. I feel like there isn't anything out there that can't be sold. There's somebody looking for it. And whether it's perfect or not, or whether it's for your intended use in your mind, it doesn't matter, because there are people. Look up cottage cheese containers, just empty ones. There is something out there that you use every day, that you throw away, that irritates you, that you have to throw it away, that you can sell if you get enough quantity of them. Well, talk me into buying a bunch of chalkware. I did not. Liar, liar, pants on fire. I'll be right on the promenade again. I just tell people they should. I can't make you pay for anything. You're down to 6 boxes of chalkware piggy banks from a buy almost 2 years ago. That's not bad. Not bad at all. All right, you guys, get out there, find some good stuff. I'm not going because I got to finish this and I got too much stuff. You know, it's all a lie. No, I'm not. I'm going to see George on Saturday. And so that's where that is. And I may video, I may not. But my son's girlfriend is going with me. And it's funny. He told me that he had a couple papers he had to write, and that's the day that they normally spend together. So I was like, I told him, I said, hi, Donatella. How are you, my friend? Here's, you guys, if you don't know her, you're not my friend. I'm just joking. Can you stream 24/7, 365? No, I can't be nice that many hours in a day. Oh, I got to go home. He's going to be asleep. I'm feeling bad. I was crabby when I got home today. And I was in the bathroom trying to make myself look semi-presentable. And I came out and he was standing in front of the bathroom with some kind of something. And it just about did me in. Isn't that what they're supposed to do, though? Anyway, the second time he did that to me, it was more than I could take. Anyway, yes, Ainsley, we need to talk and get together. Gina, if you're still listening, I love you so much. I appreciate everybody coming in and leaving your expertise that I don't know and adding to it. And just keep in mind that there's things out there that you would never even think of to sell or to help for art and that kind of stuff and to make things with. I'm here to tell you you can, and I'll help you find it. So, all right, you guys. Hey, BCP, thanks for popping in. Have a great weekend. I hope you guys are able to go to some sales and find some amazing things. And if you find something cool that I've talked about, post it on Instagram or Facebook and tag me in it, will you? I love seeing that stuff. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.